And so we took our wives' credit cards because they were making the money. We went to Home Depot and we bought the pipes, and we spent the next week building out potato guns. Super fun. And then the next Monday I was back in school, and I remember sitting there thinking about my business, and all of a sudden I had the epiphany, like the light bulb moment, where I was like, I wonder if anyone else besides me was searching for potato guns this week. I don't know. And I searched, and there were about 18,000 people a month searching for potato gun plans and spud guns, and I was like, that's it. That's gonna be my business. I'm gonna potato gun expert. First, it was just a tool for me. Like, that was really the initial goal of ClickFunnels. Like, and then after I started using it and I was having success, I was like, we have to make this a tool for everyone. Like, it'll free all entrepreneurs. My initial goal is not to make you $1 billion. My initial goal is to get you to break even. Now you have a tool that will consistently all day long give you free customers. I want you to do it now while you're in the moment, while you remember why it's important, why you saw me do it, so you don't forget and we can get it. And worst case, like, this will be the worst one you ever do. The next one you do will be better. It's not about the people watching you. It's about you guys, about us learning our voice. That's the most important thing. Someone the other day was upset about something I did. They're like, well, my dad always taught me to play nice. I was like, oh, well, my dad taught me to win. My goal for the next 3 years is if I can give you guys some tools and some things that'll help you to change more people's lives in your world, then for me, that's a huge win. What is that thing for your business? Like, what's the one huge domino that if you can knock that thing down, everything else becomes obsolete? You have to lead them to the answer, but you can't give it to them. They have to come up with the idea themselves. You plant the idea in their minds with a story, and if they come up with the answer, then they sold themselves.
He's a marketing genius. That's his brilliance.
Russell rhymes with funnel.
How to market, how to promote, and even how to sell.
He's here to help entrepreneurs create amazing lives.
And on a grand scale.
What's up, everybody? This is Russell. Welcome back to our live. I've been having so much fun hanging out with you guys every single day talking about Funnel Hacking Live, which is now, I think, officially, I believe, 32 days away, maybe 33. I keep losing track, but we're about a month away from the biggest entrepreneur event on the planet, Funnel Hacking Live. And a lot of you guys know this is the 10th Funnel Hacking Live we've done. This is the last dance. This is the last one we are doing. And I'm excited because we have a lot of really cool things happening this year that we've never done in the past. A lot of cool people speaking that never spoke. We have a lot of people coming back, some of our favorite FHL speakers, some new people coming in as well. And I'm excited here in a minute to introduce one of our speakers who, even if you guys don't know who this person is, he has influenced your life probably more than you'll ever know. And I'll tell you some stories about him, but he's someone who I've looked up to for a really long time. But before I introduce him, I want to make sure if you don't have your tickets yet to Funnel Hacking Live, that you go and get them at, can you guess? It's at funnelhackinglive.com. This year, like I said, it's in Las Vegas, Nevada in about a month from now. It's February 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. And it is going to be amazing. And so I want to make sure you guys come and hang out with us. We've got Tony Robbins is coming back. Dan Kennedy's going to be there. A whole bunch of other cool people. And it's going to be amazing. So make sure you have your tickets. If you already have your tickets, Deanna just posted this. Is this the last one? Yes. Every single year, people are like, well, next year I'm going to come. Next year I'm going to come. Next year. This is the last opportunity. There is no next one. This is the last one. I've been doing it for a decade, and I needed to retire for a couple of years after this. And so we're taking a break. But I want to make sure you guys come to the last ever Funnel Hacking Live. So funnelhackinglive.com. All right. With that said, I'm going to introduce you guys to one of our new speakers. And I almost don't want him to, I don't want him to hear all this stuff because it's going to go to his head. But this person has had a huge, profound impact on me, on my life, on my business. When I first got into this game, he was the person I was watching. I used to download, he would do these teleseminars. I would download these teleseminars. I would burn them on CDs, and I would go on these wrestling tournaments, and we'd have like 12-hour bus rides, these wrestling tournaments. I would sit there and listen to him on my headphones for 12 hours, him talking and teaching. And I learned from there. And then he was someone who was creating these little software products. I like modeled what he was doing. My very first funnel hacks was funnel hacking him before we even called it funnel hacking. The very first event I ever went to was his event. It was called the Big Seminar. I went to the Big Seminar, and I remember going there, not knowing what it was. It was the very first time I'd ever seen someone speak from stage. I watched what he was doing. And then I remember a couple of years later, he had me speak at the Big Seminar. And 2 weeks before he had me speak at Big Seminar, he pulled me aside another event. I saw him close like 75% of a room in an event. It was one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen. And he pulled me aside. He's like, do you know what I did? I'm like, no. He's like, I did this thing I invented called the stack and the close. He's like, you should do that. and he taught me how to do it. And I did it at my next presentation, and it crushed, and it changed everything for me. I've been using his Stack in the Close now for 2 decades. If anyone's ever gone through my perfect webinar training, I learned all of that stuff about how to do closing from Armand. He's amazing. And with the last Funnel Hacking Live ever, I thought I want to have one of my original mentors, someone who I learned so much about business and marketing and sales and funnels. I wanted him to come and teach you guys so you could learn directly from one of the OGs in the industry. He was doing this probably a decade before I even got online. I've been doing this now for 20 something years. He's probably, I don't even know. We'll find out here in a minute. But he's someone who I honestly love him. I respect him. I'm grateful for him. And I'm grateful and excited to share him with you guys as our audience. So with that said, let's put our hands together for Armand Morin. What's up, Armand? How you doing?
Hey, Russell. Good. I'm very good. In fact, I'm a lot better now that you said all those things about me.
You just play that track every morning to wake yourself up.
That's right. It's my morning wake-up call. In fact, I'm going to put it on my phone.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I want to get the director straight. How long have you been playing this game? Because you've been playing this game a long time before I ever got into it.
Yeah, this is my 29th year, actually. Next year will be 30 years. 100%. In fact, it's kind of weird because I've been doing this more than half my life. Let's put it that way.
Half your life been doing, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
What was it like? Because like nowadays we have Facebook and we have Google, all these things, but like this is before all that. Like, what did it look like way back when you first got started?
Yeah, back when I get started there, like you said, there was no Facebook, there was no Google. There was just Yahoo, and there was a small bit of advertising, Alta Vista and things of that nature, but you had to kind of figure it out by the seat of your pants. And unlike today, no one knew anybody. You were just kind of on your own. And then slowly everyone started getting to know each other once there were seminars starting to go on. Yeah.
And then your seminar was the first seminar in our space I'm even aware of. It was the big seminar. And when and why did you roll out? Like, when did that happen? Why did that happen? Why did you create that event?
Yeah. So actually it wasn't the first one. There was like 2, maybe 3 before me. And what happened was I went to those. And when I looked at it, I saw a person up on stage that didn't even have an online business trying to teach people how to build an online business. And I'm like, oh man, he's wrong. And all this other stuff. So I'm like, well, let's put my money where my mouth is. And so then what I did was I put it together, came up with a name. And, oddly enough, I don't really talk about this much, but the first time I put it together, it actually failed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't get anyone to sign up. And the funny part is that the only thing I changed the 6 months later was I added my name to the top of the seminar. That was it.
It became Armand Morin's big seminar.
That was it. That was it. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of the people that we know today, have been there. You were one of those people. So it was great over the years.
Yeah. I remember for me is like, when I first got in this world, I remember seeing the ads for it, and I was like, I can't remember how much tickets were. It seemed like in my mind, they were so expensive. I was like, how am I going to afford that? And flights and hotels. And I was, again, my whole goal was initially, I was going to be an internet nerd and be on my computer. But I kept seeing the ads for it and seeing you talk about it. And again, I was listening to you on my headphones every day. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. So I saved up the money. And what's crazy to me is I didn't realize how that event was going to change everything for me. Like, I remember getting in the room, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I can't remember how many people there, 500-600 people who were like me, who were like nerds like me talking about, I was like, this is insane. Like, there's people like me out there in the world, and we were all in one spot. And that's where I met like all my friends and my partner. Like, it was transformational from like that, from the networking standpoint.
Right.
But then also like, it was the first time I'd ever seen public speaking and people selling from stage. I'm curious, like, again, I don't know what the world looked like prior. Like, that was my first introduction, but like, like where did that come from? Like, I don't know if that's something you developed, you were learning from other people. Like, I'm curious about the selling from stage part of the business.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because I went to those couple seminars before me, and I had no idea what to do, what to say, or anything else. And then one of those people invited me to their next event, and I went up on stage. I had an idea what I was going to do, and I walked out being like the number 2 seller that day. But I had a really, really low price, but still it was pretty good. So I kind of almost naturally fell into it. But then I started learning that, speaking and selling while you're speaking is actually an art form. You have to know what to say, when to say it. And it's scripted, just like a webinar is primarily scripted for the most part for the, as far as what you're going to say and when, and then you have a little bit of leeway in between. But then once I started doing that, I started studying everyone. And in fact, I would walk out literally most people's presentations. And then what I would do is I'd come in just for the close.
Yeah. Watch the pitch, how they do it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just want to know how they finish. That's it.
Yeah. So cool. I remember like, again, that first event, seeing people run in the back room and buying something. And what's cool is I remember, again, I went to big seminar every year after that. And I remember one of them, like I was wanting to get sold and nobody was like, none of the presentations closed me. And then I remember you came in very last and you made a presentation for an event you were doing called Persuasion X.
Right.
I remember I was like, yes, he sold me. I was so excited to run the back. I'm like, this is what I want. This is what I need. And I remember buying that. And it was cool because that event for me was like where I started learning how to do public speaking. Because again, after I saw your event, I went to someone else's event to speak and I was just like, I didn't understand the art of it. Like you said, I just started speaking and nobody bought. And the Persuasion X event helped me to all of a sudden understand the art of it, how things are placed together, all those kind of things. You still run that Persuasion event?
Yeah, every now and then. We've been doing it virtually, and we're getting ready to do one in the near future. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things that it changes where maybe there's not a lot of people maybe speaking outside, maybe as much as they were before, but that's really picking up a lot more. But what we've done is we've modified it so it's not just speaking in public, it's actually speaking on webinars as well too, because now, just like me and you are talking, you get a chance to see people, you can see their emotions, you can see their excitement, and it's really just like you're talking, on stage in front of them, except you're relatively stationary.
Yeah, so cool. Okay, I want to ask you probably one last specific question, and we'll go into Funnel Hacking Live, what we're going to talk about. But one of the things, again, there's been multiple times since I've known you that you've had huge, like life-changing for me, like shifted the direction of my life. And one of them was 2 weeks before you had me speak a big seminar. We were at Bill Glazer and Dan Kennedy's event. And I think you were the last speaker, the last day or something. And you got on stage and you did your whole thing and you closed the majority of the room. And I remember just watching like in the back, like watching an artist paint. I was like, this is so cool to watch. And I don't know if you remember this experience, but it was a very profound impact on me. But I kind of lingered there while you were closing everybody and everybody left. And you walked over to me and I remember you had this stack of order forms like this.
Right.
And you're like, you know what these are? I'm like, yeah, they're order forms. You're like, no, every one of these is the $2,000 bill. And I was like, what? And that was like a moment. And then afterwards you told me, like, in 2 weeks, you're speaking my event. If you change how you do your close, the way that I do it, it'll change everything for you. And that's when you told me about the stack and the close. And that has made me more money than probably anything I've ever done. I don't know where that even came from, how you figured it out, but I'd love to hear some story about just that, how you do the close, because it's changed my life forever.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that event very well because I was like the last speaker to go. And a lot of the people had left, actually.
Yeah.
Now,
and it was 4 days of every speaker selling. So like in my mind, like, all the money's out of the room. No one's going to buy Armand. So he's too late.
And so when I walked up, I'm like, okay, these people, and they had some amazing speakers. I mean, you had Tom Hopkins that was there, as well as obviously Dan Kennedy. It was his event. And there was just so many different people there. And I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't really matter when I go because I know I'm going to close better than them. And it was because of, the stack that we'll talk about in a moment. But the reason I came up with that process of the stack was every person's presentation kept getting longer and longer. And it wasn't so much the presentation, it was the close. So a person might talk for 60 minutes and then take 30 minutes to do the close. And by the time they were finished with everything that they had to say, the people forgot what they were actually buying in the first place because there was this bonus and this bonus and this bonus and this bonus. And so I came up with this idea. It was really, really simple. And that was, okay, what we need to do is kind of create like an invoice, kind of like an invoice where we lay out everything that they're getting, but instead of presenting it maybe all at the end, let's build it. So as we show them a little bit about what they're going to receive, we reiterate the value of it. Here's what it is. Here's the price. Here's what it is. Here's the price. And then each time we go a little bit further, we add more to it. So people all of a sudden start feeling that there's this huge, massive value that they're getting. And if you do it right, that's the feeling that they're going to get. And there's an audible gasp in the audience once you do it the right way, where people are like, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm getting all of this. Now, other people may have had a better package or even a bigger package, but the fact is that because I itemized everything, and showed them the actual value each and every time, they felt like they were getting more and more and more and more and more. And then at the end, it was just a matter of just showing them the price, and that was really it. And there's a couple other things to it, but that's pretty much the short version.
It's so cool. Like, I've done it before and have people literally like give me an applause when I share the price. I'm always like, you're clapping at the price. Like, this is so insane that it's amazing. Yeah. Someone just asked, did Armand create that? I said, yes, Armand created that. Every time I've ever taught the stack, I'm always like, I learned this from Armand. This is not my idea. This is his. It's brilliant. And what's funny is 2 weeks later, I did the stack at your event. It was the first time I ever did 6 figures in a pitch in my life. And then I went back and I was like, in my head, like trying to be like, I'm not going to do that again. It's kind of embarrassing or whatever. And so I didn't do it. And my next 2 events bombed and I bombed. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try it again. So I tried again and it crushed. And I was like, oh, so I did a couple of times and I tried again to not do it. And then after like it bombed again, I was like, you know what? I will never give a presentation again where I do not do the stack and the close. I've just sworn to it and I haven't. And it's changed, like I said, changed everything for me and for people I've taught it to. And it all comes back to you being the person who figured that out, man. So
the first time I actually did that, I was in London, actually. I was speaking in London, and this is the first time I'm going into the stack, and I go through it, boom, 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 do everything that I thought it was going to be. And then all of a sudden, it was the most shocking thing I've ever seen. People literally jumped up out of their seats, ran through the doors, pushed the doors so hard to get into the hall where they could buy that it literally put a hole in the hotel wall. It was amazing. It was the greatest moment ever. I wish I would have had it on camera, but yeah, I mean, once you do something like that, they just feel it. And if you start matching your voice, your tone, your speed along with it, it's naturally just gets more exciting, more exciting, more exciting, because just when you think, or when they think that it's the end, you keep going. And then all of a sudden they start just jumping up and they start rushing out. And many people will actually go out before you're even finished. And, you know, for example, if you're doing it on a webinar, that's one of the important reasons that you might want to put the order links up earlier than maybe what you would normally do.
Yeah. So cool. Well, I'm excited because, again, I've been talking about this for a long time, and I'm excited to have you actually come and share with our people for a couple of reasons. Number one, to learn from the originator is always insane. But number two is the last time I watched you do a pitch, you'd added a whole bunch of things and different stuff. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I know that you're still developing it and tweaking it and changing it. And so selfishly, I'm excited to come and actually just watch you and see the iterations of where you've taken it that I don't even know about yet, which is going to be really cool. Right. So man, I appreciate you coming. So that's the game plan, right? FHL, we're talking about closing from stage, from webinars, from all the kind of things. And it's going to be really cool, man, to have you share all this stuff.
Absolutely.
Ty Cohen just posted, he said, Big Seminar was a classic. It was the great. How many years did you say you did Big Seminar?
I think it was like 14 years. I'm pretty sure.
14. So those guys are like, Russell, why is this the last ever Funnel Hacking Live? I did it for 10 years. I'm like, I'm tired. And Armand did his for 14 years. And so you don't want to miss it. This is the last chance you guys have to come to Funnel Hacking Live and see the big show. And also to have Armand there is just such a huge honor for me to have you there.
Coincidentally, I mean, next year when there's no Funnel Hacking Live, I'm doing Big Seminar Live.
PSL. Seems like a bunch of PS over here. That's all good, man. Well, very cool. Hey, curious, do you have any, because obviously right now we're in ticket selling season, we're getting close to selling out. Do you have any gifts or any bonuses you want to give people if they get their tickets today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, a lot of people have heard of the stack through you and your books and things of that nature, but what a lot of people haven't heard of is what happens before the stack, what leads up to the stack. In fact, my whole presentation, the outline of what goes here, what goes there, what goes there. And it's this complete outline leading right into the stack about what every one of my presentations absolutely have. Without question, every presentation I use follows this exact formula. And so what we're going to give them is actually this whole printout of the formula, the path, as far as what people do, when to segue into teaching, when to segue into your close, and all that good stuff. So this way it just makes it drop dead simple. And when you add that in front of the stack, all of a sudden it just compounds the effects of it, and it just makes it just that much better.
Yeah, so cool. I'm selfishly excited to go get my hands on that as well. So for everyone who already has your tickets, so when you go back to funnelhackinglive.com, it'll be inside the members area. You can go scroll to the bottom, click on login, take the members area. And then for those guys click on speaker bonuses, and then boom, it'll show up in there as soon as we get it in there. And then for those who don't have a ticket yet, we'll get that ad in there right away. All you do is go to funnelhackinglive.com. You get your ticket, and then it'll give you access to the membership site. We get all the other speaker bonuses. The speaker bonuses we are going to be pulling down very, very soon. And so this is kind of one of those things where like you got to get it because it's going to be gone soon. Again, we're 32 days away from the event. So we probably got another week or so with speaker bonuses, and I'm going to pull them all away and they'll all be gone. So make sure you get your tickets today. Don't wait till mañana. Now is the time. Go to funnelhackinglive.com, get your tickets. And again, the event is happening in Las Vegas, Nevada, February 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. It's going to be amazing. And I'm so just honored to have Armand coming and speaking. Again, he is my original mentor. He's who I learned how to sell from stage from. He's who I learned event marketing. So much stuff I learned coming from Armand, and just honored to have him come and share this stuff with you guys. I always love, obviously bringing Dan Kennedy, bring my mentors to you guys. And Armand's one who, ever since the very beginning, first event I ever went to, probably the first product I ever bought. I bought e-cover generator, ebook generator, like all his products back in the day. Like he was when I was watching and modeling and funnel hacking. And I'm just honored to have you speaking at our last event, man. So I appreciate you coming and being part of the big show. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I'm excited to be there. And, the thing is that, like you said, this is the last one that you're ever going to have. And, one of the things that you said in the very beginning that most people don't realize as much is that you said that every one of your friends that you have, you met at a seminar. And it's the same thing for me. I met everyone at the seminar, and that networking that you get at a live event where you see the bigger picture, it just doesn't go away. It's something that you have with you for the rest of your life. And so this is the last time for everyone. So definitely you want to go and get your ticket right now.
Yeah. Awesome, man. I think about Stu McLaren. I've been friends with Stu for 15 years, met him at a big seminar. Like all those relationships started at an event. So if you're not at the event, you're not going to have it. And so we got 5,000 or 6,000 of the greatest entrepreneurs in the world who are going to be flying to Las Vegas in 30 days. You guys need to be in that room. It's the room where it happens, and it's going to be awesome. So thank you, Armand, for being here. Thank you for coming. Thank you, guys, for watching. What we're going to end off with is I'm going to show you guys a video of what happens at Funnel Hacking Live. If you've been in the past, as you're watching this video, type in your favorite FHL memory. If you haven't been yet, I want you to visualize yourself sitting in the room, visualize the emotion, the feeling. You're going to see it. You're going to feel it watching this presentation right now, this video. And then when it's done, then go to funnelhackinglive.com, get your tickets, and just know that you're 30 days away from experiencing Funnel Hacking Live. So thank you, Armand. Thank you, everybody. And with that said, here is a glimpse of what happens at Funnel Hacking Live.
So many of us as entrepreneurs have limiting beliefs. We think money is something we should be afraid of. We should be afraid to lose it. We should be afraid to ask for it. What is being talked about here is how to overcome that.
What do you want, and why are you here?
I came to Funnel Hacking Live without a business.
I was working 2 jobs. I still didn't have enough.
I procrastinated my way into depression.
I'd just gotten out of a heavy addiction.
I was sued by multiple creditors.
This is not my life. This is not my life. I know I'm meant for more.
You find yourself lost, frustrated, disconnected,
because you have no fire.
Put your seatbelts on.
When you go, you don't know what you need. You don't really know what you're going to find. And then you find it.
When I got here, I was like, I found my people.
Funnel Hacking Live is like coming home.
Raise your hand if you're like me and you're a hot mess.
I'm a hot mess!
I felt like Michael Jackson or something, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I was Prince.
This is a rock concert for entrepreneurs.
Dramatic demonstration.
Russell's going to hate me for that. It's like my long-lost ADHD family.
I can be myself. You don't have to put on this stereotypical business appearance.
I'm a firm believer that you can be really successful in business and still be like a really good person.
The most powerful force is economic force.
I've been doing this now 20 years. I can't tell you the number of gurus who have come and gone and come and gone. If you want to grow a company today, this is the way.
You and I are going to demonstrate how powerful the focused human mind can be.
You have got a map. That's the key.
There aren't many things that can take you from zero to generational wealth in less than a year. We literally have people that came here with a big idea, got super turned on, took the information, and then they go home and they do it.
I'm going to tell you how I get paid every single month from my kitchen with my phone.
This piece makes the content come alive.
I like the cutting edge strategies.
We need to know what's working right now.
That's the most effective and the fastest path to success in today's market.
Once I saw the results I was getting, I knew we were onto something really big.
We're teaching you how we're adding over 1,000 people per day to our membership programs.
I want to reach in and grab your heart and be like, wake up! Because some of you have a calling. Unless you are open, you will get nothing. You will say, hey, we just had Dwayne Johnson's son double do a presentation. I get paid the same amount of money whether they go home smart or stupid. You know, it don't matter to them.
Now, how many of you in the room are going, man, I don't have a team? Let me see your hand. Okay, do me a favor. Look to your left, look to your right. You have a team.
The way to win this game of business is together.
When ESPN said, man, you can't do it, I said, oh yeah, watch me, watch me.
Like, come out here and blow fire up your ass.
How many people ready to get your first click from the word? Somebody said that's me.
It's like an Oscar show or something.
I give you permission to say goodbye to the past and hello to whatever future you want to have. I'm giving you permission right now.
Give your family a chance.
You are meant to shine.
Don't fight your people, they need you.
Say it from your doggone heart. I can. I will. I must. Because they counting on me.